Okay, hello everyone. Can you hear my voice? Okay, can you
Yes.
hear?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Now we will go on about this training about the VRF selection software. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Before I do the training, I want to give you a brief introduction about myself. My name is Rachel. I'm a technical support engineer from Media CEC. Now I'm responsible for the North Africa technical issue, and I have worked on the MSSP VRF for almost 2 years. And so today I will give you, first I will give you an introduction about the new features of the selection software, and then I will give you an operation of how to use our software easily to help you have a better command of this MSSP. Okay, now we will begin with the basic functions of the MSSP. First, we have the air conditioner selection function, which is the most important part of the selection procedure. And the second, we have the branch pipe join method to do the selection. We also call it AutoCAD mode. It means our selection software can do the CAD selection without install the AutoCAD software. So that is more convenient for the customer as well as the engineer to do the joins on CAD. And next is the controller selection, because you know Media has a very complete solutions, complete control solutions, as for example the remote remote controller, as well as the wired controller, as well as the centralized controller, and also many other accessories such as the BMS gateway, and also the hotel kit cards and indoor unit online kit. All these accessories can be also selected on the selection software. And the last step is to export the report. When we finish the whole design of the system, when we calculate the system, then we need a report output. And on this report, we have many detailed information, such as what kind of units we use, and what types of the branch joints, what types of the what size of the branch joint and the pipes, and as well as the units. And also we have other information like the refrigerant charge amount and the level difference between the indoor units and outdoor units. All this detailed information can be listed on a report. And later I will show you an example to have a better command of it. Okay. Because you know the MSSP is the latest selection software of Media. Actually, we have the old version selection software, which we call it 4.0 MSS. So compared with the old version selection software, we have developed many new functions, such as just as the presentation shows, we have different selection modes. The first one is the drag and drop view. It means the most traditional way to do the selection. You can simply select a system by dragging and drop the required components of a system on the working interface to finish your system design. And the second method is the AutoCAD view, which I already mentioned before. MSSP enables a visual and vast selection. It can provide a comprehensive system design reports and calculations. And the second method is we call it table view. This is basically used for very quick selection. For example, if there are so many systems and all the systems have and the systems has different rooms, and maybe many rooms, maybe 64 rooms, and all the rooms design conditions are just the same, so they use the same indoor unit room types. indoor unit types. So on this condition, it is very waste of time to do the drag and drop selection one by one. So we, in order to make it easier, so we have this new function. We call it quick selection. I will show you an example when we finish this presentation. Okay. Next one is about, we have mentioned we have the old version selection software. So what if the customer, what if the end user have the older files, which is made from the MSSP, which is made from the old version selection software. So MSSP VRF can import the older selection software's project files for editing. So in case there are some projects made by the old version selection software. Okay, next new feature is about the free compilation, because you know for the combined system we always have 2 or 3 single models combined with each other. So MIDIA has a standard compilation methods, but sometimes people, the customer have their own stocks, so they want to choose the compilation methods according to their own stocks. So we develop this customize function here on the outdoor unit selection interface. We have the customize option. Once you choose the customize option, you can combine the single units as you want. Just remember not exceed the 3 units, 3 compilation units. That's okay. That will be okay. So this provides a more flexible selection method for people. And the next part is about the new function, which we call it the project manager function. You can select you can click the tools tabs, and then a project management working interface will come out, and you can use this function to help to see the details of the projects being followed. For example, you can see the project name, the country and the city, the client, and many other information such as the capacity of the system and the unit types of the system. That means in your computer you have saved many project files, so you can use this project management function to help you see more, to help you have a clear command of all this information. And what's more, you can use the filter tab. On this filter tab, once you click the filter tab, you can choose the specific project. For example, when you use the filter tab and you want to select the project which is made in China, for example, you use this filter tab and select the country to China, and then the selection software will export the project which is made in China in your computer. So this helps people to manage their projects. And using the filter tab, we can filter to see the projects which were modified on a specific data. Okay. Next new function, we have developed this function to help people to import the MIDIA models in the Excel form. For example, you can list. We have an Excel, and you can list the MIDIA models on the Excel. Then you can import the Excel. The selection software will distinguish the units automatically. So that means you don't need to drag and drop each indoor unit and outdoor units. You just list the models of the units on Excel, and then you import the Excel, and then the selection software will show the units you have listed on your Excel form. And next step, next step, the only thing you need to do is to right-click on your mouse to select the auto create piping diagram. To select this, the selection software will create the piping system automatically. So it's save your time to do the selection and can enables a very quick selection and make the selection easier for customers. Okay. Next, the new function we call it model comparison. This function is used to compare the media brand indoor and outdoor unit models with other brand models. For example, we have on our database, on our MSSP database, we have the information of Daikin, LG, and Mitsubishi. It means when you use this function, you can see the model comparison between different competitors. You can see the cooling capacity and the ESP and the models of other competitors' models. So what is the use of this function? We want our customers can simplify, upload, or download the templates inside the software using this function, so that they can know more about the information of our products or of our competitors' products. And the password for this function is MODEL 2019, because this selection software was established in 2019. So this is the password for this function. Okay. Next part is about the model replacement, because I have mentioned on our database we have many information of other competitors' products. So this function helps us to search the corresponding media brand units models by entering other brand models when you are doing the selection. That means here you can say this is the indoor unit selection working interface. After you open this interface, and on this search blank, you enter the models of other competitors' units, such as, for example, if I enter the models of Daikin, and then I click search, it will show the corresponding media models. Here is the media models, and here is the Daikin models. For example, I just suppose it is a Daikin model. Okay. When we enter the Daikin models, and after we click the search buttons, it will show the corresponding media models. So this function makes it easy to find a replaceable selection solution of media brands. Okay. Next is about the piping specifications. On this section, we can select the piping size, which are not available or not available in the local market. For example, in some countries, in some areas, some size piping are not sold. So, but our selection software will calculate the systems according to the pipe size. So if in your country, or if in your customer's country, for example, if the 20.7 pipe size is not available in the local market, you just console the available. You just console it and click OK, and then the selection software will done the calculation without this pipe size. So what if it should be 20.7, but after we console the available, so the selection software will automatically calculate it as a larger size. So it will turn from 20.7 to 15.9. So that means the selection software will calculate this pipe size as 15.9. So this is how the selection software do the calculation. This is the logic. This is the working logic of this function. Okay. Because you know MSSP is a very is a selection software which has very strong functions. So maybe not only the engineering, not only the engineer to use the selection software. Maybe some salespeople, maybe our customers will also want to use this selection softwares as well. But maybe sorry. But sometimes our customers may not know very well about our products because for media products there are many restrictions. So you have to, when you do the selection, you have to obey the restrictions. If you when the customers do the selection, maybe there will be some mistakes. So our selection software has these warnings and error codes for people to so the customers can adjust their selection according to the warnings and errors. You can see here the red part. It suggests that the indoor unit to the nearest branch nonce is 51 meters. It exceeds the limitation 40 meters. Here's a red circle also. Once you double click the red circle, it will show the warnings and errors. So it helps people to see their mistakes during their selection procedure. So that it can make the horse's selection more easier and helps people to check their problem. Okay, except for the warnings and errors on the output view, we also have the calculation results. So once there is no mistakes during your selection, after you click the calculate button, we will get a calculation result on the output view also. Okay, next part is about the CD mode selection. As I have mentioned before, our selection software has the AutoCAD mode selection. So we can support to import the DWG drawing to do the CD selection. And also we can import a JPG drawing directly. So because sometimes people don't have DWG drawings, so that is not very convenient for the engineer to do the selection, because maybe the JPG drawing cannot see very clearly on the computer, but our selection software can import the JPG drawing directly. So that means we can do the selection on the JPG drawing very quickly and can get a calculation result just by import this drawing. This is very useful when you only have architecture drawings in JPG format, and sometimes the customers have give us feedbacks. Sometimes they only have this JPG format, so this is very useful for them. Okay, next we have examples for the MSSP, but now I want to give you a more specific introduction about the software. So I will just finish the presentation and I will show you the MSSP interface. Okay, just wait a moment. After I after I open the software. Okay, once you have problems, you can directly ask me or type on the chat room. Okay, just wait for a while. Okay. Okay, now I open my selection software on my computer. Can you see the screen of selection software of MSSP? If you can see it, I will go ahead. Okay. Okay. Thank you for feedbacks. Okay, now we will go ahead. As you know, for selection, the most important procedure is to do the settings of the design condition. Okay, so usually the first step is to click this project properties to complete some important information. For example, the project information is including the names, the address, the client name, and the country and the city, and also some comments about the project. So I think the most important part is the country and the city, because you know the country and the city, different country and different cities, they have different standard design condition. They have different temperatures. As you know, the capacity sometimes related to the temperature. So you have to select the right country and city before you do the selection. Okay. We also have the project accessories, because we have different types indoor units. We have second generation indoor units. We have wall-mounted indoor units, the 4-way cassette indoor units, and we have different panels. So when you do the selection, when you want one kind of panels, you can use the accessory items. You can use the accessory page to select the right models for your project. Okay, next is the most important part, the design condition. Okay, if we choose, there are different options. If we choose the location, you can say if we choose the location, the outdoor temperature is fixed. It cannot be changed. So that means this outdoor unit temperature is just related to the country and city. You have just filled in the blanks. So that is why I say this is very important. It is very important to fill the country and city in the blank. Okay, location means this, and menu means you can change the design conditions as you want. So you can change it manually. Okay. Room means the indoor unit side temperature. We have dry bulb temperature and wet bulb temperature. And outdoor means the environmental temperature, the ambient temperature. And also we have water condition, because we have normal traditional heat pump VRF, air-cooled VRF. And we also have water-cooled VRF, which we have V4 plus W. And this is our last generation water cooled air conditioner. And you know, our new product V8 will be published this year, and we also have the new generation water cooled air conditioner. And the water cooled air conditioner has different design conditions. It is mainly about the water inlet temperature and the water flow rate. It is different from the heat pump temperature. It is different from the heat pump air-cooled VRF. Okay. Also, we have Eurovent and HRI. This is for the certificate design conditions, so it is fixed and we cannot change it. So just take the Eurovent for example, okay, today. And next page is the unit priority, because we can select according to cooling or heating, and we can select indoor unit types. We have different indoor unit types: first generation, second generation, and DC type and AC type. I know for Europe areas, we usually use DC type, and for first generation, we have already been phased out, but considering there may be some stocks of our customers, so we just remain the first generation AC indoor units on our selection software. We also have autumn indoor units, which is a very hot sale product of Midea. And for second generation DC indoor units, we have 7 different fan speed. So this ranks from SSH, which means the highest fan speed, and SSL which means the lowest fan speed. Okay, we also have terms and condition. Terms and condition means because when we finish the selection of the whole system, we usually need to export the report, right? So you can choose different items that you want to be listed on your report. We can choose the payment, the price, the delivery, and the warranty terms on your report. So that is how it used for this function. Okay, after we do the settings, we click OK. Next step is to do the selection. Okay, so we come to the home page. Here we see there is the add system. Just click add system and establish a new system. Here are series selection. Okay, today we take the V6 VRF, for example. Okay, V6 VRF. Okay, establish the system 1. After we establish the system, here we'll show the system 1. Okay. Click. Okay. Here on the view tab, here is the item called drag and drop view. We click the drag and drop view. Here shows the indoor units as well as the branch joint that may be needed on your selection. So the first selection method we have mentioned, it is called drag and drop. Drag and drop selection method. So that means you drag the branch joint to create a piping. You can also right-click on your mouse to select the branch joint, or just drag and drop from the drag and drop view. So both are okay. And also the same, you can drag and drop the indoor units to the blank here. And after we drag and drop this, you can see the indoor unit selection working interface. First, you can define the room name and the indoor unit name. Here is the function I have just mentioned. Here you enter, you can enter the models. You can enter the competitors models, such as docking models, and then click search. After you click search, here will show the corresponding media models. So helps you provide a replaceable method. Okay. We can choose the selection. We can choose the indoor unit types, and we can set, for example, and here is the detailed information of the indoor units. And also we have the safety factor. You can choose the safety factor as you want. Okay, the fan speed also we can select from here. And override project design, which is very important because before we do the selection, we have already done the design condition, right? So, but different rooms don't, maybe sometimes different rooms doesn't have the same design condition. So how can we distinguish these different rooms? So we just override the project design condition, and we can change the temperature of this room. So that is how this function works. But if in your system, all the room has the same, all the indoor unit rooms has the same design condition, you don't need to use this function. But if there is some different rooms, you have to use this function to change the design conditions. Okay, we also have the auto select function. That means here is the required cooling capacity. You can select the you can write the required cooling node. For example, we take 10 kilowatts, for example, and click auto select. It will give you a corresponding. It will give you a corresponding capacity. You see, because our selection, because on this maybe the design condition is not the standard, So here are some capacity verify. So when we choose 10 kilowatts as required cooling capacity, it suggests us to use this one. You can see the capacity. You can see the capacity on this box. Here shows the models of the units, and also ATC means the available total capacity, and ASC means the available sensible capacity, and AHC means available heating capacity. So okay, we select this one, and we also can define the address of the indoor units, because for indoor units, for a single system, we maximum can have 64 indoor units address. Okay, we come to the indoor unit accessory page. We can select the controllers on this page, including the remote controller and other accessories. Okay, click done. You say here's an arrow code here. So we can double click this to see what is happened. It remind us the wet bulb temperature in cooling is out of allowed range. So we have to change the temperature. We have to change the temperature from this side.
I'm sorry. I'm interrupting. I just want to ask a question about this capacity selection. You may know that in hub program, which is hourly analysis program, which most designers use, and sensible capacity and the total capacity is so close to each other. And when we, select the indoor unit with the sensible capacity, and the total capacity is bigger. And when we use the total capacity, then sensible capacity become lower. What do you recommend when you see that there is a load calculation with a hourly analysis program, and we have to use, should we use the sensible capacity or should we use the total capacity? And when we even use sensible capacity, and then our outdoor unit becomes bigger.
Okay. Actually, in our actual selection, we often usually take this all available total capacity as the first selection. We usually do the selection according to this value. This is the most important value, because you have to meet the requirements of the cooling node or heating node. I just say in cooling mode. This is the most important. And in heating mode, we usually take this available heating capacity as the most important value. So maybe there is some difference in sensible capacity, but this is not very important if there is if it cannot meet the sensible capacity. This is the most important.
Yeah. Okay. The total capacity is most important. And
Yes.
sensible capacity could be lower if the hub program, if stated that hub program, right? It could be lower than.
Yes. Yeah. It can be a little lower than the required sensible capacity.
Okay. Sorry for interruption.
It's okay. It's okay. If you have any questions, you can interrupt me at any time.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, we'll go ahead. Now we come to this. Here is an error code. We click this. Here it says the temperature is out of allowed range. So we just come to the project design condition to change this. Okay, we change it to a reasonable temperature range. So it disappeared. The error code disappeared. So that is how the function works. Okay. Next is if there are same rooms in your systems, you can just copy and paste. You can just copy and paste your indoor units. We can right click on your mouse to copy, or just use Ctrl+C to copy and Ctrl+V to paste. It is very convenient to operate. Okay. After we select the indoor units, we come to the outdoor unit side. Just double click this, come to the outdoor unit side. The same as the indoor units, we can define the rooms, the names of the system, and also we have the override project design condition. It just has the same function of the indoor unit side. After we click the override, you can change the design conditions manually. And also we have the defrosting factor. And we have a compilation ratio because of, I think you may know that for V6 VRF system, we have the compilation ratio between 50% to 130%. So you can use this, you can select these values as the project requires. For example, if we choose this as 100%. And then on this case, you can auto select the outdoor units. So the outdoor units was selected according to the 100% compilation ratio. If you select as 130, you click auto select. It will select the suitable models that according to the 130% compilation ratio. So it is different. You can see the compilation ratio here. CR means collection ratio. We also call it a compilation ratio. It cannot exceed 130 percentage. Okay, ATC, AHC. Okay, ATC available total capacity, AHC available heating capacity, and also we can define the height. We can define the height of the outdoor units and the indoor units because the level difference, the vertical difference is very important in your project. So you have to input the values. Okay, we also can come to the outdoor unit accessories. We can choose the accessories, and also here's the outdoor multi-frame. So what does this use for? You can choose a combinations outdoor units, and then come to the outdoor units multi-frame. You can see the combination details of this V6 VRF. You can see the pipe size of the main pipes, and also the branch joint size and the models. Okay.
Hello again.
Hello. Hello.
So when we are designing the VRF,
yes,
how can we determine that we can use 130% combination ratio? And how can we determine that? How can we make sure that it won't be problem by working? I mean, so how to select, how to determine that if we can use 100% or if we can use 130%? Could you give us some recommendation? Like, I know the peak load and block load and
yeah,
VRF is also, I mean, this. So how can we determine that if it's suitable for our project to select 130% combination ratio?
Okay. Sometimes maybe for example, I just say an example. In hotels, we have many rooms, right? But for hotels, all the rooms air conditioner will not be opened at the same time because different rooms have different customers. It is impossible for all the customers to enter the room and to open the air conditioner. So in hotel projects, for example, we can select the combination ratio higher, maybe 130%. I think it is okay because because on hotel project it is always not the full node. So we can choose a higher combination ratio. But sometimes if the indoor units are usually opened at the same time. For example, in some supermarkets, the indoor rooms are usually opened at the same time. So on this case, you can select a lower combination ratio. So, but if you can guarantee the combination ratio will not exceed 130%, it is all okay. Just not exceed this could be okay. If you want to save more money, you can try to use a higher combination ratio. So if you don't care about this, you can try to select a lower combination ratio. I think when I do the selection, I just follow these restrictions. I think it is clear for you or not.
Yes, thank you very much. But we had some, how to say, a little problem about when we are starting or the units, how to say, start up in the unit. We had some capacity problems when we chose on 130%. While starting, maybe it's the outer unit giving some errors about the capacity problems, but we solved it anyway. I just want to make sure about and the outer unit height, when the outer unit's in up, it can go down to 50 meters, and when outer units is down, it can. But in here, I don't know where can we state if it outer units up or down in this selection unit. Is there any place that we can state that outer unit is down, so we can state for 40 meters? Is there anything that we can know?
Actually, I think in some situations there may be some problem, but we have to see the detailed design systems. So I cannot give you a accurate answer just by experience. Maybe later you can send your examples to me or to your engineer to have a better look, to have a better command of the project, and we can give you a more accurate suggestion.
Thank you very much.
You're
And we
welcome.
also like to see the heat recovery outer units, which is combination ratio up to 200. I don't want to take your time anymore. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, we will go ahead, and this is for the outer unit selection. Okay, we can auto select this and click down and use this calculate button. After you calculate this, you will see a green icon here. It suggests the selections is all good. There's no mistakes in your selections. So you finish your selection, and if you want to select the group controller for group wild controller, just select the indoor units, and then right click on your mouse to select the group controller, and also you can select the individual controller. And you can see the communication wires between the controllers and also between the outdoor units and the indoor units as well. You can see the different descriptions on the working interface also. Okay, that is the selection of the most traditional way. And next, I will suggest you a quick selection method. Here, we change this from drag mode to table view. Switch view, you change it to table view, and then we add a system. You can, sorry. Okay. Okay. On this system too, we add a system. We add an indoor unit. For example, if there is system 2 and there are 64 indoor units and all the indoor units are just the same, it is a waste of time to do the drag and drop one by one. So just Control C for copy and Control V for paste. You can quickly get a complete list of the indoor units. Okay. If, for example, if we just take 21 indoor units, for example, and then we come to this, right click on your mouse to select the outdoor units. We auto select the outdoor units according to 100% combination ratio and click down. Here is the outdoor units. So the last step is to draw a branch piping. So the only thing you need to do is to come to the drag mode, and then on the project view, right click on your mouse to select the auto create piping. It gives you warnings. The relations among requirements exist. Do you want to reset it? Just click yes. And this also just click yes. And you can see complete branch piping design system. So the only thing you need to do is to list the indoor units types and outdoor units, and then automatically the selection software will automatically join the branch piping, and click calculate. And I also give you an introduction about the unit list. It means you can open an Excel file, and you list the model names. You list the model names of the units, and then import the unit list, and then the selection software will distinguish the units on your list, and then you can also do the auto create piping diagram also. So this is very convenient for operate. And also we can change it from table view to control views. Okay, control views is used for the centralized controller. On the right, we can here on the left side of the working interface, right click on your mouse to establish a centralized controller. And because we take V6 VRF system, for example, so we choose the second generation centralized controllers. Okay, you can, after we do this, you can see the different controllers as well as BMS gateways and many other accessories of medias. So we take this 10.1 inch touchscreen centralized controller, for example. You can see the names of the centralized controller, and also here are different ports, because for these controllers, it have 6 XYE ports. So, but today we only select the 2 systems, right? We can change. We can double click the centralized controller to change the collection port from 6 to 2, and click OK. Click yes, and you can get a 2 XY ports centralized controller. And after that, you can right click on your mouse to select systems. System 1, choose system 1, and system 2. Okay. So these 2 systems, for the single system, it is connected with a centralized controller through XY port, and system 2 also connected with the controller through XY port. And because system 2 is a combination system, so they also have the H1, H2E between the outdoor units. So that is how it's used for the centralized controller. Okay, next is about we can change it to from free mode to from drag mode to free mode. Free mode is used for CAD drawing. Free mode. This is free mode. Okay. We will give you an example of how to select the CAD mode. Okay. We will give you an introduction of these different functions. The first one is insert a background drawing. We can support the DWG drawing and also the JPG drawing. You can see we can support DWG and JPG, BMP, all files are okay. After we insert a background, the next step, because different drawings have different scales, so the next step is to adjust the drawing scale according to the actual use. Oh, sorry. According to the actual use. So how to adjust the scale. So just click one point, and then input the first point and then the second point. It will give you a range length and the real length. Just put the real length and click OK. The scale of the joints will be adjusted. You can try these functions by yourself when the training is over. Okay. Here, select indoor units. The next step is select indoor units. It's the same page compared with the drag and drop method. For example, if we take this, for example, just click and then double click click this indoor units. Here is a middle point of on this unit. Just click the middle point and press the shift button. Press the shift button on your keyboard, and you can pull up a line. You can just copy the indoor units very quickly. Okay. This is very quick, convenient to use, and this is used for draw a pipe. Just click this pencil and draw the main pipe. Draw the main pipe. Just click one point, and once you press the shift button, the line will be direct. Okay. Click 2 and click enter. And here is a button called auto collect. Just click auto collect button and select the indoor units and as well as the main pipe. And after you select all these components, just click enter on your keyboard, and then it will suggest you to please input branch direction point. So if you want your branch joint on the left side, just click it on the left side. After you click this, you can see it will. Sorry, this is there's a little. It comes to make some mistakes of the. Okay, after you click this, it will do the auto collection. So this is very convenient for you to operate. And next step is to select the outdoor units. Before we do the select the outdoor units, we usually need to build a system. So we lay out a system. We select the system as one. Select the indoor units as system 3. We select all the indoor units as system 3 and then click enter. Okay. Oh, sorry. We need to add a system first. Add a V6 system first, and then select the indoor units. And then click enter. So you can see all the indoor units are defined into system 3. And after that, we lay out the outdoor units. We can auto select the outdoor units and just put the outdoor unit on a suitable place. And then use this pencil to draw, to click this outdoor unit and the indoor units. Okay. After we click this and do the calculation, you can see after we do the calculation, the capacity are listed on the joints. Also, you can you can select the controller. Just right click to select the controller, individual controller. You can see the controller as well as the communication wiring. You can also, here is select outdoor unit to draw a PQU wire. You can also select this, use this function to select the outdoor units, indoor units, and then click enter. The communication wiring will also be listed on the drawing. And this is for the auto collect. This is for the auto collect. So how do we do the selection manually? Because sometimes the drawings you cannot use the auto collection in your drawings. So how do we use this? Okay, we take one indoor unit for example, and we draw a main pipe, and then you need to collect these indoor units to the main pipes, right? So just click the right, click the middle point and pull up a line, and click Shift to draw a line as closer as to the main pipe. And next step, we need to lay the branch joint. Here's the lay collector. Just click this lay collector, and we choose one branch joint. Okay, we put the branch joint at a suitable place, maybe here, and the direction is wrong, right? We can double click this branch joint and click flip vertical, and you can see it is in the right direction. And then we click the branch joint and the indoor unit side. So that is how we collect the indoor units and the main pipe manually. So it is also very easy. It's just the same, not the same, but also very easy to operate. And here are some other functions. We have build system functions. This is for build a system I have already introduced, and set floor. Because in the drawings, sometimes in the drawings we have different floors, so we need to define different floors, because the outdoor units may on the ground floor, and we have indoor units on the different floors. So after we click the set the different floors, if the outdoor units and the indoor units are not in the same floor, for example, if this is the indoor units on the first floor, and we have outdoor units on the roof, okay, we select the outdoor units. Take V6 VRF for example also. But before you do the selection, you have to finish the indoor unit side. Okay, we just because the time is a limitation, I just do a quick. Okay, if the outer unit is on this part, is on this space, and is on the ground, is on the roof, and this indoor unit is on the first floor. So how do we collect this indoor units? We need to use this lay broken pipe side. Okay, because the outer units, outflow is for the outdoor units. Because the outer units is on the ground, is on the loop. So we select it as select it on the floor 3. We click OK. Okay, so we here is a point. It suggests you to put the outflow on here. And after that, we get an inflow, because one outflow has one inflow. So the inflow is just on the indoor unit side. We click the yes, indoor unit, inflow. So after we do this, we collect the different floors units together. And when you do the calculation, when you finish, because this I haven't finished the selection, but after you have finished the selection, you can click calculate to get a complete result of the whole system. So that is mainly about the CAD drawing. I think maybe after the training, you can have a try of this AutoCAD view to do the drawings, to do the CAD drawings. I think it's very helpful in some projects. Okay, that is the AutoCAD view. Now I will give you a quick give you other introduction. Okay, sorry for Sorry for the mistake. Okay. So that is mainly about the selection method. We also have some important new functions. Just wait a minute. There's something wrong about my computer. Okay. We have also some other new functions. We have display a page. On the home page, we have introduced this before, and unit set for set different units, and also the different, for example, take this. We have different views, drag and drop view to do the most traditional selection method. And also we have the property views to see the detailed information of the projects. And also output view. You can see the warnings and errors on the output view. And also when you finish the calculation, you can get a result from the calculation result part. Okay. And display, because there are so many information listed on the working interface, you can choose to hide the information that you don't want to see. Just click or cancel it. And export, I have mentioned we have so many, after the calculation is finished, we can export the reports. We have the material list, it including the quotation, including the different types of the units and electrical characteristics. This is often very important to some engineer may care most about the electrical characteristics. We can also export this of the whole system. And also we have different formats. We have reports in different formats. We have PDF reports and we have Word reports. On the reports, we have almost all the information you want, including the drawings, including the system drawings, including the detail, including the capacity information and the refrigerant information, and also the quotation information are all listed on the reports. And the piping diagram, you can also export the piping diagram. And we also have different tools. For the language, we have almost 18 languages. You can change it to the language you use. And we also have HU selection. We can import the HU report also. And we can set the price information. This is used for if the customer wants to do the quotation themselves, they can set the price information here. And after we set the price, you can get a quotation. And project management, I have also introduced. And and the piping diameter symbol, you can choose different symbols. And we also have developed a new function which is called energy analysis. But this function is not completed yet. So after we get a more complete version selection software, we can give you a detailed introduction about this part. We also have the help tabs, because the MSSP is updated every day, not every day, but it is updated every week. So you can check the selection software, whether the selection software on your computer is the latest or not. After we click the check update, it give me reminding that my selection software is not the latest version. Okay. We also have help tabs. After you click the help tabs, there's an owner's menu. There's the owner's menu. You can see the owner's menu for many introductions about the selection software. It will tell you every button's functions and will teach you how to do the selection step by step. And we also made some videos of the selection software to teach the customers to operate our selection software and also introduce our new functions. So that is mainly about today's introduction about MSSP. Do you have any questions about the operation of the MSSP? You can ask me now, or you can just chat on the type on the chat room. Okay, do you have any question? Yes, for the our database, we have to input the manually. For we have manager of the we have recruit special people to manage our database. So we will so the people will input all of the competitor models manually, and they will complete the informations in the future. We almost have LG, Daikin, Mitsubishi, and if you have you can also give us suggestions. If you want other competitors brands models, you can also give us suggestions. We can told our selection software company to fill in the blanks to get more competitors information. It will also be okay, because the selection software is developed all the time. So if you have more good ideas or have any suggestions about our software, you can give us suggestions and give us feedbacks. You can just email to Push, Mr. Push, and or you can just email to your engineer, and we will do some improvements according to your feedbacks.